Hello everyone, welcome back to Sai Homeschool. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Last session we discussed how acids reacts with metal, how acids react with metal carbonates and metal bicarbonates we discussed. Today another aspect of acids we'll discuss, that is how acids and bases reacts with each other. Okay, how these two will be react. So you have to observe, already said, so when acidity will be, so if we are having acidity, what we'll use to neutralize that? We'll use base to cure the acidity. Okay, so like that, here take a 2 ml of dilute sodium hydroxide solution in a test tube. Add few drops of phenolphthalein indicator. What we said, when we add phenolphthalein indicator to the base, last class we discussed, that is, what will happen is the color solution of the color changes. Yes, we know that the solution will become, phenolphthalein indicator is colorless. When we add this into the base, that is NaOH, this will be turns to pink color. The solution turns to pink. Again, to this above solution, you add acid, dilute hydrochloric acid of the solution, drop by drop. Did you observe any color change in this? Then if it change its color, why the change of the color it takes place? So we'll observe that is the thing. When we are taken a base, for that we added a phenolphthalein indicator, it changes its color. Then again, if you add acid, dilute HCl into that, the color will be, again it will be colorless. It is colorless. Because of this colorless is what happened, when we took base, again we added into the acid, what will happen? It will neutralizes this reaction. That is, so if we observe the above reaction, so the base is nullified by an acid. So for the NaOH, so first we took NaOH, when we added phenolphthalein indicator, it changed into a pink color. So again, what will happen if you add acid to this solution? You will become a sodium chloride and H2O as a liquid. This reaction between acid and base, it will give salt and water, is known as neutralization reaction. These neutralization reaction we can be represented as base plus acid, that gives rise to salt plus water. That means when base and acid react with each other, it will give a products, that is salt and water. So some examples you can take for this. And also we can call it as a neutralization reactions are, this is important, exothermic. Neutralization reactions are exothermic reactions. We already discussed what is exothermic. Exothermic is nothing but liberation of heat along with the products. So these neutralization reactions are also called exothermic. These neutralization reactions are, why do we will call neutralization reactions are exothermic? One question you may get it for exams, that is because when acid and base reacts each other along with the products, you will get the liberation of heat also, it will takes place. So here you can take acid HCl, base you can take a KOH, potassium hydroxide. So you tell me the answer. If I take base, it is potassium KOH, plus acid, it is HCl. I will take acid. What are the salt? You will get it. What are the products you will get it when this acid and base reacts with each other. You have to comment the answer. That is. Then next aspect, that is reaction of metallic oxides with acids. Metallic oxides means combination of metal with oxygen. So metal with oxygen is called. So first you know what is metallic oxides is metal with oxygen, that is called metallic oxides. When these metallic oxide reacts with acid, what we will get? Salt plus water. So if you observe here, take a small amount of copper oxide in a beaker, add dilute HCl to that. So did you observe any color? So that is example also you can write. So take metallic oxide is what they have taken is copper oxide. So here you take metal oxide is copper oxide. So what they said, you have to add HCl. So when you take copper oxide to, so that is copper oxide is metallic oxide. So add acid, that is HCl. You should add HCl to that. What is the product you will get it is? Here you will get. So if you observe copper oxide is black color. When we coming to the products, you will get copper chloride. Salt you will get is copper chloride. You will get CuCl2 plus water. You know the formula H2O. So what they are asking here, what happens? What happened to the copper oxide? So when you add copper oxide, so to take a copper oxide, you add hydrochloric acid HCl to that. What will happen? You will get a copper chloride. So is there any color changes? They asked. Note the color of the solution. I said copper oxide is black in color. You will get a copper chloride is blue green. It is blue color, that is black. It will be blue green, blue color. Blue green color of copper chloride salt. You will get it here. So here one they will ask, when copper metallic oxide, it is copper, when added to the HCl, you will get a copper chloride. Is there the, did you observe the color? What is the color changes? Another example also you can take. H2SO4 plus Na2O, that gives rise to sodium sulfate. Na2SO4 plus H2O. So write the balance equation first, since metallic oxide react with acid to give salt and water. That is the example you should write. Copper oxide when reacts with HCl, you will get a copper chloride plus H2O water, that is salt plus water. You will get it here. Next, reaction of non-metallic oxides with base. Non-metallic oxides. Above we studied metallic oxides means metal with the oxygen. Here what will happen? Non-metal. Non-metal plus oxygen. That is when the non-metals with the oxides, that is called non-metallic oxides. So when base reacts with the non-metallic oxides, you will get what? You will get salt and water. Same. When reaction of, see here, base reacts with carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a non-metallic oxide. You can take non-metallic oxide CO2, CO2, carbon dioxide, SO2, NO2, all whatever may be non-metallic oxides you should take. So here one example they had taken is carbon dioxide. When carbon dioxide react with non-metallic oxides, base, so calcium hydroxide is a base. This base, when reacts with a non-metallic oxide, that is carbon dioxide, again here you will get a salt and water. You should write non-metallic oxide. It will be reacts with the base. So it will be react with the base. What did you get? Again, you will get the product is salt and water. That is the example. You should write the general equation. They may ask you what are the products you will get when non-metallic oxides reacts with the base. That is, so how acid reaction of base with the metal. So we studied acids with the metal. When base reacts with the metal, you will get salt plus hydrogen gas. So one more they will ask, when just it is not metal and metal oxide, base reacts with the metal reacts with the base. What did you get? Salt plus hydrogen gas, you will get it here. So this is also important. So acids reacts with the metal, base reacts with the metal, you will get a salt plus hydrogen gas. Then what is common for both acids and base? So if you observe the activity, so here you have a dilute hydrochloric solution. That is, you taken here two iron nails will be fixed into the rubber car. To this rubber car, you had a wire that you connected to the switch. Okay. Here there is a bulb. You on the switch, what will happen? The current will flow into this iron nail. Okay. So is there any, how the current flows this iron to this iron? Is it possible? There is no connection. There is no another iron rod here. Rubber cork is not possible to transfer the ions or electricity to this nail. How it will be? There is a presence of ions. It will be present here. That is what? So common it is here is for acidic and basic solutions. Some acidic and basic solutions will conduct electricity. So what is responsible here to conduct electricity is ions. So when you take HCl, when you add into the water, what will happen? It will be completely dissolved in water and it will liberate H plus and Cl minus ions. These ions will be responsible to conduct the electricity. So they may ask another examples for this base also you can take if you add NaOH or some other base. So if you add into the water, it will dissolve in water and you will get a, so it will, liberation of ions takes place when dissolved in a water. It helps to conduct the electricity in this solution. So means acidic solution and basic solutions are nothing but acid which dissolved in water is called acidic solution. Bases which dissolved in water is called basic solutions. So instead of here, if I take a glucose or alcohol, instead of HCl, I will take glucose and alcohol into the water. Is it possible to conduct electricity when glucose dissolved in water? No, it is not possible because glucose will not produce any ions in the water, so that it will not conduct electricity. So here they may ask one important question. Why do acidic and basic solutions conduct electricity means? So when we put acid or base into the water, it will breaks down and it will produce the ions. These ions will be responsible to conduct the electricity. So here question is that glucose will be dissolved in water? Is it possible to conduct electricity in a water? No, it is not possible. Why means glucose will not produce ions in the water, so it will not conduct electricity. So important questions for your exams they will ask about why it will be acidic and basic solution conduct electricity, or another question they may arise. So glucose and alcohol, where is it possible to conduct electricity is one more important question. So here reason you can write. So acid contains H plus ions, cation and anions. Then so, cation present in acids is H plus suggests that acids produce hydrogen ions in the solution which is responsible for their acidic properties. So, repeat this activity with alkalis means sodium hydroxide and calcium hydroxide. So, if you take a sodium hydroxide and calcium hydroxide here also, Na plus and OH minus will be liberates so that so this will conduct the electricity. Sodium hydroxide will conduct electricity. That is the basic solution. Here it will liberate the ions in a water. What happens to an acid or base in a water solution? So what will happen if we take a salt? So suggest that so it liberates ions. It produces presence of water. So understood what will happen? Acid and base in this water solution, it will separate, will be completely break down into H plus and OH minus ions. That is, so when you take acid and water, you will get a hydrogen and chlorine. So hydrogen atoms, this why we said, as we said, here it will come hydrogen atoms, it will be H plus ions, it will be liberate. But hydrogen ions will not exist alone. So hydronium water with water molecules, combining of water molecules, the hydronium ions must always be shown H3O plus means hydronium ion. This H plus if we write is also correct. H3O plus is also correct. But hydrogen ions will not exist alone. So that we should add this into the water. It must be combining water and it forms a hydronium ions. Hydronium ions formula is H3O plus. Same thing. So NaOH. So NaOH you have to add into the water. So we should not take plus H2O. Why means NaOH is not reacting with water. We are just adding the water. It is just dissolving in water. You will get Na plus and OH minus aqueous solutions. Here some more examples they had given. KOH when dissolved in a water you will get K plus and OH minus ions. MgOH twice when we add into the water you will get Mg2 plus OH minus ions. So what is the common you can take is acid and base dissolved in water. We've got a acidic solution and basic solution. These form a ions in the water when it is completely dissolved. That is, so here one more question they may ask. Instead of taking HCl with the sodium hydroxide or maybe some other. So if you take a solid salt, means you take a salt, you do the experiment same, you have to take salt and you have to add rubber cork into that, put the iron nails into it. Is it possible to in this solid salt, is it possible to conduct electricity in the salt? No, it will not produce electricity because so in the solutions means when the liberation of ions, when completely dissolved in water, then you will get the ions liberation, then only it is possible to conduct the electricity. So if you take a salt, it will not conduct electricity. So when it is dissolved in water, then only it is possible to produce ions and it is possible to conduct electricity. So here acid and base. So each other, when acid reacts with the base, we will get salt and water. So neutralization reactions. Here you got a neutralization reaction. So this mixing of acid in a water and base into the water, that is called dilution. Dilution means mixing of acid into water is called dilution. How did you add? Whether you will take acid, acid you have to take. Will you add acid into the water or water into the acid? How we will do dilution? So here one more question they may ask. How did you do dilution? Dilution, how it is possible? So when acid or base in water is highly exothermic. Acid if you add into the water or water you add into the acid, which is the correct way of doing dilution. So you have to add acid into the water drop by drop. You should not add water directly into the acid. What will happen? So when you add water into the acid, so the reaction will be acid must always add it slowly, water with constant stirring. If you add, if water is added to the concentrated acids, here highly exothermic reactions. So the reaction mixture will take vigorously and it will splash into our face and it starts burning. It will affect. It is highly dangerous of adding water into the acid. You should add by stirring acid into the water drop by drop. You have to take. Glass container can break due to excessive local heating. If you add water directly into the acid, suddenly it start producing heat, then the glass container will get breaks down, then the people will also get hurt. So same thing, you should add always acid into the water. This is important question they will ask for your exam. So which is the correct process of doing dilution, whether water into the acid or acid into the water? You have to add acid into the water is correct process. That is called dilution. See here, that is the question they will ask. Mixing of acid or base with the water results in the decrease in the concentration of ions per unit volume. This process we will call it as a dilution. What happens when HCl is added to water? So when HCl is added to the water, it is just, you can be written, it will form hydronium ions. That is what we discussed. So how strong acid and base solutions we'll see, that is pH values, in the next class. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe my channel for more information.